Have you ever wondered why two Kia owners can have completely different ownership experiences, even though their vehicles come from the same company? What if the biggest difference isn't the engine at all, but the transmission hiding beneath it? That's exactly what we're finding out today. We looked at 3 of Kia's most common transmission designs to see how they hold up after 200,000 miles. The results weren't always what we expected, and one transmission ended up standing out for a very surprising reason. First of all, why does the Kia transmission choice matter a lot? Most people shopping for a Kia spend their time comparing engines, horsepower, fuel economy, or trim levels. Those things certainly matter, but they don't always determine what ownership will actually feel like after years on the road. In many cases, the transmission can have an even bigger impact than most drivers expect. Over the years, Kia has offered several different transmissions across its lineup. Depending on the model, buyers could get an intelligent variable transmission, better known as the IVT, a traditional torque converter automatic, or an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission, often called the DCT. Each one was engineered with a different goal in mind. One prioritizes fuel efficiency, another focuses on faster and more responsive gear changes, while the third delivers the familiar driving feel of a conventional automatic. Because of those different designs, they don't all age the same way once the miles begin to add up. So, after 200,000 miles, which Kia transmission actually holds up the best? Is the most controversial one really the biggest concern, or does the transmission that gets the least attention turn out to be the smarter long-term choice? The short answer is, not necessarily. Kia's 8-speed dual-clutch transmission, or DCT, has become one of the company's most talked about gearboxes. Some drivers praise it for its quick, responsive shifts, while others know it mainly because of a well-publicized safety recall. That has given it a mixed reputation, but the full story is much more balanced. Unlike a traditional automatic, a dual-clutch transmission doesn't use a torque converter. Instead, it operates with 2 electronically controlled clutches. One controls the odd-numbered gears, while the other handles the even-numbered gears. As one gear is engaged, the transmission is already preparing the next, allowing shifts to happen almost instantly with very little interruption in power. That's exactly why Hyundai Motor Group developed the 8-speed wet DCT used in Kia's newer turbocharged models. It was designed to handle the higher torque produced by the company's newer turbocharged engines while delivering faster shifts and improved efficiency. Because the clutches are cooled by oil, the transmission is also better suited to higher loads than a comparable dry clutch design. It was mainly used in higher performance models, including certain versions of the Kia K5 GT and Sorento, equipped with the 2.5-liter turbocharged engine. For many owners, it delivered exactly what Kia intended, a quicker and more engaging driving experience. But that reputation changed in 2022. Now, it's not because drivers suddenly disliked how it shifted, but because a manufacturing defect led to a nationwide safety recall. Before we compare Kia's traditional automatic, we've got something many Kia owners find useful. Our Kia Longevity Guide is a complete buying and maintenance guide packed with engine discussions, maintenance advice, and practical tips to help owners better understand and care for their vehicles. If you'd like to check it out, you'll find it linked in the description. Now, let's keep moving. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Kia recalled more than 69,000 vehicles equipped with the 8-speed DCT, including certain 2021 to 2022 Sorento and 2021 to 2023 K5 models with the 2.5-liter turbocharged engine. The issue wasn't with the transmission's overall design. Instead, it involved the electric oil pump. A supplier manufacturing defect resulted in insufficient soldering on a circuit board inside the pump. If that connection failed, the pump could lose the hydraulic pressure needed for the transmission to operate correctly. Drivers would first see a dashboard warning message and hear a warning chime. After the warning appeared, the vehicle could continue driving for a short time. If the condition persisted, the transmission could lose drive power, creating a potential safety risk. Because that could happen while the vehicle was moving, Kia and the NHTSA treated it as a safety risk. So, to fix that problem, Dealers updated the transmission control software, inspected the system for related fault codes, and replaced the transmission if damage from the defect was found. It's also worth keeping the recall in perspective. Kia estimated that only a small percentage of recalled vehicles would actually experience the defect, but every affected vehicle was included because of the potential safety risk. Now, does this recall mean every Kia with the 8-speed DCT should be avoided? Well, not really. If you're considering a used model, the most important step is confirming that the recall has already been completed. Vehicles built after the recall population ended were not included in the recall campaign. If you're considering a used model, the most important step is confirming that the recall work has already been completed. But while the DCT received most of the headlines, another Kia transmission quietly stayed out of the spotlight. That surprise begins to make more sense once you look at Kia's traditional automatic transmission. While the DCT was built to deliver quicker shifts and a sportier driving experience, Kia's conventional automatic follows a very different philosophy. Instead of chasing maximum performance, it's designed to provide smooth, predictable operation in everyday driving. That may not sound exciting, but for many owners, consistency matters far more than shaving a fraction of a second off each gear change. Unlike a dual-clutch transmission, a traditional automatic uses a hydraulic torque converter to transfer power from the engine to the transmission. Inside, planetary gear sets and hydraulic controls work together to change gears smoothly with very little interruption in power delivery. Because the torque converter cushions power through transmission fluid, shifts usually feel softer and more forgiving than those of a DCT. That's especially noticeable in stop-and-go traffic, parking lots, and other low-speed situations, where a conventional automatic tends to pull away more naturally, without the hesitation or abrupt engagement some drivers notice in dual-clutch systems. Kia continues to use this design in several mainstream models, including the Telluride, Carnival, and certain versions of the Sportage and Seltos, where comfort, everyday drivability, and towing capability often take priority over outright performance. If you're enjoying this research so far, make sure to subscribe. We dig through technical documents, manufacturer information, and real-world ownership experiences, so you don't have to. Now, let's keep going, because we've still got two important questions to answer. So why has this transmission avoided much of the criticism surrounding Kia's DCT? One reason is its long track record. Traditional torque converter automatics have been refined across the automotive industry for decades. As a result, technicians are generally familiar with how they operate, how to diagnose common problems, and how to service them properly. That long history has helped build confidence in the design among both mechanics and long-term owners. Like any transmission, it's not completely free of complaints. Some owners have reported occasional hesitation during hard acceleration, slower downshifts when passing at highway speeds, or minor transmission fluid leaks as vehicles age. However, compared with the documented recall involving Kia's 8-speed DCT, these issues are generally less severe and don't point to a widespread safety concern. Another advantage is how naturally this transmission behaves in everyday driving. Whether you're commuting through heavy traffic, taking a long road trip, or carrying the family on vacation, it simply does its job without demanding much attention. And in this case, that's actually a compliment. Sometimes, the most dependable transmission isn't the one with the fastest shifts or the newest technology. It's the one you hardly notice because it quietly does exactly what it was designed to do. Yet there's still one transmission left to examine. Unlike the DCT or Kia's traditional automatic, the IVT has spent years carrying a reputation that's often shaped more by perception than experience. Then does that mean it actually deserves that reputation? Or has it been judged too quickly? Not entirely. Kia's Intelligent Variable Transmission, or IVT, has inherited much of the skepticism surrounding CVTs in general. But despite the different name, it's important to understand that the IVT is still a type of continuously variable transmission. The difference is that Kia redesigned several aspects of the traditional CVT to improve both performance and driving feel. Instead of using fixed gears like a conventional automatic, the IVT continuously adjusts its gear ratio through a pair of variable pulleys connected by a high-strength metal chain. This allows the engine to stay closer to its most efficient operating range, helping improve fuel economy while delivering smooth, uninterrupted acceleration. Kia developed the IVT to offer the efficiency benefits of a CVT while reducing many of the characteristics drivers had come to dislike. Earlier CVTs were often criticized for the so-called rubber band effect, where engine speed rises before the vehicle seems to respond, along with a constant engine drone during acceleration. To address those concerns, Kia programmed the IVT to simulate gear changes, giving acceleration a more familiar feel for drivers used to conventional automatics. The chain-driven design also improves power transfer and is intended to better handle higher loads than many older push-belt CVT designs. The IVT is commonly found in efficiency-focused models, including certain versions of the Kia Forte and Seltos, where fuel economy and comfortable daily driving take priority over outright performance. So, if Kia worked to improve the traditional CVT design, why do some buyers still hesitate the moment they hear the words continuously variable transmission? Much of that hesitation comes from the reputation CVTs built years ago across the automotive industry rather than from Kia's IVT itself. Some early CVT designs from various manufacturers developed reliability problems that left many drivers skeptical of the technology as a whole. As a result, many buyers still associate every CVT with those earlier experiences, even though modern designs have continued to evolve. That doesn't mean the IVT is maintenance-free. Like any transmission, it depends on using the correct fluid and following the recommended service schedule. It's also designed primarily for efficient daily driving rather than aggressive performance or heavy towing. For buyers looking for a smooth and fuel-efficient commuter, Kia's IVT can be a sensible choice when properly maintained. It may not deliver the sporty feel of the DCT or the familiar character of a traditional automatic, but it was never designed to. It focuses on efficiency, comfort, and everyday usability. And for many owners, that's exactly what it delivers. Now, after comparing all three transmissions, what actually determines whether a Kia transmission lasts for years? Is it simply the type of transmission, or does something else make the biggest difference? The transmission itself is only part of the equation. Every design has its strengths, but every design also performs best under certain conditions. One of the biggest factors is heat. Heavy traffic, steep hills, towing, and repeated hard acceleration all generate extra heat, forcing the transmission to work harder than it would during steady highway driving. That's where the differences begin to matter. A traditional torque converter automatic is generally the most forgiving. Its fluid coupling cushions power delivery, making it well suited to everyday commuting, frequent stop-and-go traffic, and even light towing. Kia's IVT takes a different approach. It's built with efficiency in mind and performs best during smooth, consistent driving, where it can continuously adjust its gear ratio to keep the engine operating efficiently. The 8-speed wet DCT has strengths of its own. It delivers quick, direct shifts and a more engaging driving experience. But frequent crawling traffic means its clutches spend more time engaging and disengaging, which can increase wear over time. The biggest takeaway is that no transmission is automatically the best. The right one depends on how it's driven and how well it's maintained. Then, after comparing all three, which Kia transmission actually makes the most sense? Well, if your priority is long-term dependability and predictable ownership costs, Kia's traditional torque converter automatic remains the safest overall choice. Its design has been refined for decades, technicians know it well, replacement parts are widely available, and it has built a strong reputation for reliability. Then if fuel economy is your top priority, the IVT deserves more credit than its reputation often suggests. Although many buyers still associate CVTs with the reliability issues of older designs, Kia's chain-driven IVT was developed to address many of those concerns and has generally performed well when properly maintained. And for drivers who value performance, the 8-speed wet DCT offers the quickest shifts and the most engaging driving experience. It simply demands a little more understanding of where it performs best. On the other hand, repair costs reflect those differences as well. Traditional automatics are generally the simplest and least expensive to repair, while IVTs and DCTs often require more specialized diagnosis and in some cases replacing larger components rather than repairing individual parts. In the end, the best transmission isn't simply the one with the newest technology, it's the one that matches how you drive and gets the maintenance it needs. That's what makes the biggest difference once the odometer passes 200,000 miles. So, what do you think? Which Kia transmission would you trust the most after 200,000 miles? And has anything in this comparison changed the way you look at Kia's different transmission designs? Let us know in the comments below. But before you go, if you're looking for a complete buying and maintenance guide, be sure to check out our Kia Longevity Guide, linked in the description. It covers engine discussions, maintenance advice, buying tips, and practical information to help owners make smarter decisions and keep their Kia running at its best. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might find it helpful. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.